Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, if you could smash the subscribe button, and also if you guys could hit the like. Anyway, as far as I'm concerned, Teofimo Lopez is separating himself from what I call the social media generation of boxers. And I'm referring to Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. Teofimo Lopez is in their age group, but to me, he's the guy who seems to be about it. He's the guy who's showing the most ambition, as far as I'm concerned. I've got to be honest, when Teofimo Lopez first turned pro, the guy racked up a few wins. He was like 9 or 10-0, and right then he was calling out the likes of Vasily Lomachenko. And at the time, I've got to be honest, I didn't take it all that seriously. I was just assuming that he was looking for headlines, trying to build a profile like a lot of these young fighters try to do. A lot of these young fighters like to talk shit on Instagram, Twitter. They'll like to cause a ruckus in interviews, but they're really not about it. And I brushed Teofimo Lopez with that same brush. But I've got to say, I do go back on that. And Teofimo Lopez, when he turned pro, I've got to be honest, I wouldn't say he rubbed me up the wrong way, but I really didn't take him all that seriously, to be honest with you. But recently, to me, the guy's shown great ambition. I like the way his career is going. And just as a personality in general, the guy's really warmed on me. And, the few bits I have seen online, behind the bluster, he actually seems like a pretty down-to-earth guy, And yeah, like I said, I like the way his career is progressing, and I like his ambition. Ever since the Mason Menard fight, he's been stepping up gradually each time, He fought Mason Menard December 2018. Mason Menard, not a great fighter by any means, very limited, but for a guy who was like 20 years old at the time, a fairly dangerous fight. Mason Menard, he can really punch. So a semi-dangerous fight and a step up at the time. After the Menard fight, he fought a former world title challenger in Diego Magdaleno, a guy with a lot of experience, another step up. After Magdaleno, he fought Edis Tatley, a long-reigning European champion, and he himself, a former world title challenger. He actually fought Richard Abril, and if you remember, Richard Abril got robbed by Brandon Rios way back in the day. So he beat Edis Tatley, another good step up. After Tatley, he fought the Japanese fighter Muryoshi Nakatani. That was a hard fight, Nakatani was unbeaten, 18-0. I felt Teofimo Lopez edged it out, but another good step up. And obviously in his last fight, he beat Richard Comey for the IBF lightweight title, another step up. So in Teofimo Lopez's last 5 fights, he's been gradually stepping up each time. And he's recently beat a good champion in Richard Comey. I don't want to hear people call Richard Comey a bum. At the time when this fight was going to happen, a lot of people out there were actually picking Richard Comey to win, to be honest. A lot of people thought he was too powerful, too strong, too seasoned for Teofimo Lopez. And even people who picked Lopez, like me, I thought it was going to be a really hard fight. I thought he would have to overcome some adversity. But that's not what happened. He blitzed Richard Comey, who was a respected champion. So the last year, 18 months of Teofimo Lopez's career, I think has gone extremely well, and I like the way he's stepping up. I like his ambition, and ultimately, as a fight fan, that's what I want to see. He's now gunning for the best guy in the lightweight division, and that is Vasily Lomachenko. As a fight fan, that's all I can ask for somebody to want to fight the best. I don't care if you win, lose or draw. That's all I want from a fighter. A guy who's willing to put it all on the line. And Teofimo Lopez is fast becoming a guy who gives me that impression. So I support Teofimo Lopez as a fighter, no doubt about it. And that's what separates himself from the likes of Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis. Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney in particular, because these guys love to talk on social media about how great they are, what numbers they draw, etc, etc, but they haven't put in the work that Teofimo Lopez has. Devin Haney, that guy's trying to accuse Teofimo Lopez of ducking him because he never went in the WBC tournament. Well, let's get this straight. The IBF called Teofimo Lopez versus Nakatani before the WBC called for that tournament. And by Teofimo Lopez accepting the Nakatani fight as an eliminator, that would lead him to fight a much harder, more proven opponent in Vasily Lomachenko. So by going down the IBF route, Teofimo Lopez was taking the harder option. So for those clowns out there who are saying Teofimo ducked Devin Haney, give yourself a slap. But yeah, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, these guys are far too keen to talk on social media about how great they are, but they're not proving it, you know? I'm hearing Ryan Garcia compare himself to Muhammad Ali, for Christ's sake. That's absolutely embarrassing as far as I'm concerned. You know, he and Gervonta Davis going back and forth on Twitter about who does the bigger numbers, etc. Listen, us real boxing fans don't give a shit about that. We want to see you two guys fight. I don't care about who draws what numbers, you know? I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn who's more popular. I want to see who's the best. That's what I want to see as a fight fan. Not you two clowns comparing your social media reach and how many tickets you sell, how much money you've got in the bank. I don't want to hear that. And as for Gervonta Davis himself, again, he's fell down this path as well. Gervonta Davis had a really good 2017. He beat a respected champion in Jose Pedraza, really good win. He then defended his belt on the road against Liam Walsh in the UK. Yeah, fair enough, Liam Walsh isn't a great fighter, but he's a solid European level opponent. He was a mandatory, and Gervonta Davis fought him in his backyard. And after that, he obviously beat Fonseca. So in 2017, Gervonta Davis had 3 wins, he just become a champion, and he had a good year. He was coming off momentum, but he never built on that. And, you know, since then, we've heard all of the excuses in the world for him ducking Lomachenko, and he's been fighting cream puffs. You know, none of these guys are doing what Teofimo Lopez is doing right now. None of these guys are showing that ambition. Yeah, Teofimo talks a bit, but he's backing it up. He's actually trying to get in there with quality opposition. He's stepping up. That's what I want to see. I would accept Ryan Garcia's trash talk, Devin Haney's trash talk, Gervonta Davis's trash talk, if these guys were willing to fight. But right now, they're sitting on the sidelines and throwing shade at guys like Teofimo Lopez, a guy who's actually doing it. So listen, these guys need to step up. They really do. Ryan Garcia, he's scheduled to fight Jorge Linares next. I love that fight. If Ryan Garcia takes that fight, I'll applaud it. That's the direction I want to see him go in. Gervonta Davis, you need to fight somebody ASAP. Devin Haney, your resume is paper thin for a world champion. Fight a Luke Campbell, that'd be a great fight. Even your mandatory Javier Fortuna would be a step up. There are fights out there for these guys. Teofimo is doing what he's doing. He's trying to chase Lomachenko. He's trying to get that fight finalised. And he's trying to be the best in the division. Can we say the same for Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis? I don't think so. I really don't think so. And ultimately, that's why as a fight fan, I've got respect for Teofimo Lopez. And ultimately, he's a guy who I will support. And even recently, he's been saying that he's interested in the winner of Jose Ramirez versus Josh Taylor. Now you guys may say, well, Del Boy, they're just words, that's just verbal. And yeah, that's true. But when Teofimo Lopez says something like that, I'm more inclined to actually believe him rather than someone like Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, or Gervonta Davis. You know, when Gervonta Davis called out Josh Taylor, did anybody believe that? Absolutely not. When Teofimo Lopez says it, I think there's a bit more weight to it, to be honest. I really do, just based on what he's been doing, how he's stepping up, and who he wants to fight next. So yeah, big up to Teofimo Lopez. He's trying to separate himself in this generation of social media boxers, you know, guys who claim to be stars without doing anything. If Teofimo Lopez somehow beats Lomachenko, which I don't think he will, by the way, but if he beats Lomachenko, we're talking about a pound-for-pound level fighter in Teofimo Lopez. None of these other guys are close to getting themselves in that position. So yeah, as a fight fan, credit to Teofimo Lopez for actually chasing good fights, chasing top opposition. That's what I want to see, so credit to Teofimo Lopez. Like I say, I make him an underdog versus Lomachenko. I think Lomachenko beats him, to be honest. But time will tell. We will see. Maybe Teofimo Lopez can pull it off. And if he does, he's in a great position. And he's put himself in that position to get that chance. So yeah, big up to Teofimo Lopez. But these other guys really need to start moving. Like I say, Ryan, the Linares fight is perfect. Devin Haney, Eddie's got a couple of guys who can fight. Luke Campbell is a great fight. Javier Fortuna is a step up. Gervonta Davis, someone with a pulse would be nice. But there we go. Share your thoughts below. What do you make of this video? Do you agree with what I've said or do you disagree? Share your thoughts below. Peace.